What's up, Epic 7? It's been a couple of months since we ran a survey to gather everybody's kind of opinions on RTA, third pick ban protection, the state of the meta. Smilegate's received that survey, and I've gotten permission now to share the results with you. So I just wanted to go over how everybody answered the survey and, perhaps what it means and to interpret it a bit. So, fair warning, you're going to get flashbanged, so make preparations. SurveyMonkey doesn't do dark mode. The first question that was asked is, based on your experiences, how does third pick ban protection impact RTA diversity? 31% of you said that it actually increases draft diversity, making drafts more enjoyable. But 57% of us said it decreases diversity. So a little bit of a split, but the majority seems to think that third pick ban protection is not super healthy for RTA, and it makes it not a really enjoyable, diverse experience. This was out of 1,500 of you that responded to this survey. Thank you guys so much for taking an interest in the survey and helping make for a better game experience. The second question that we asked was, based on your experiences, how does third pick ban protection impact turn order? And 54% agreed that it gives first pick an advantage. And then only about 30% felt that it gave second pick an advantage. So 30 to 50% feeling advantageous versus disadvantageous, feeling that third pick ban protection does slant turn order in favor of whoever goes first. The third question we asked was, based on your experiences, what's your overall opinion of third pick ban protection? And about 32% of respondents said that it enhances RTA and should remain in place, where a whopping 51.8% of people said that it detracts from RTA and should be removed. Only about 12% had no opinion on the matter. Kind of hard to not form an opinion on third pick ban protection after you've been exposed to it for a bit. So again, not really a mandate one way or the other on third pick ban protection. A little bit of a split, but the majority of people falling on the side of third pick ban protection wasn't really something that was good for RTA this season. Now we moved on to our second set of questions. This one was about a third pre-ban, not third pick ban protection, but adding a third pre-ban to the initial sets of bans you get when you start an RTA fight. And a whopping 55% of people felt that a third pre-ban would increase diversity in RTA, which one of the big concerns was that new players don't have a lot of units, and 3 pre-bans might make it difficult for newer players to play. But the majority of players who responded to the survey felt that it would be good for RTA in general, whereas only about 13% said it would do nothing, and only about 28% of responders said that it would have a negative impact on draft diversity. Now this one was a little more complicated, so stick with me on this one. Third pick ban protection and a third pre-ban. So both of these are basically the same thing on pre-ban. Both of them want to add a third pre-ban to RTA, whereas the top one are people that want to add the pre-ban and keep third pick ban protection, and this bottom one are people who want to add a pre-ban and remove third pick ban protection. So slightly more people in favor of changing out third pick ban protection for a third pre-ban, and a third of the people wanting to have both. The next two columns are people that do not want to add a third pre-ban, and they are definitely in the minority. We only have roughly 10% of the people wanting to keep third pick ban protection and not add 3 pre-bans, and about 17% of people wanting to remove both. No pre-bans, no ban protection. So this one is a little bit more of a mandate, with nearly 70% of respondents wanting third pick pre-ban. They're just on the fence as to whether or not they want it with ban protection or not. And the final question we asked was an overall question. How do you feel about the state of the meta? Now this was pre-Harsetti. This was at the end of the RTA season. Not a lot of people liked it, with less than 3% of players saying that they loved this RTA season and only another 13% liking it. So roughly a 16% margin of people who favorably liked RTA this season. About 20% having no real opinion on the matter. They could take it or leave it. And a whopping 62% of players either disliking or hating it. So that's a pretty strong mandate from the masses that something needs to change, that we aren't happy with the RTA season in general when 62% of your player base steps up and says, this was not a fun season. This was not a good season. I did not like it, or even going so far as to say I hated it. Hopefully that sends a strong message to Smilegate that whatever they do, it needs to inflict change upon us. Now, there was a place where each of you could add comments, and out of the 1,500 of you who left comments, over 900 people, 975 to be exact, gave recommendations, explained their point of views, and explained to them why they felt the way they felt. And Smilegate read all of these comments and took them into heart. But a lot of people are saying, what does it mean? What does it matter? Is Smilegate even going to listen? Well, I think we've already seen evidence that they are listening. A lot of people missed it. It was at the bottom of the stove post showing all of the infographics. I will link this post in the description of the video. It was really easily missed because it was a footnote, but at the very bottom of this post was an overall thoughts section from Smilegate, and it says, the current contention season was the very first regular season to introduce the ban protection system. It was the season where various new heroes that penetrated the existing meta, alongside those who emerged through balancing adjustments, shaped a diverse meta. Laya had shown strong performance in the previous season, continued to be a key hero this season, but heroes who dominated the matches with fast tempo also gained attention. On the other hand, heroes like Last Rider Crowd, Mediator Queric saw a significant decrease in influence compared to the previous seasons. The performance of heroes such as Death Dealer Wei and Ambitious Tywin and Nakwal stood out, and Dragon Bride Senya, introduced mid-season, as well as Blood Moon Haste, who saw an increased usage post-bounce patch, no kidding, also made notable appearances in the meta. Now that's all well and good. That's the fluff. The next part is where I think our words got through. Our Epic 7 team is reviewing a variety of measures to provide World Arena content in a more advanced direction, taking into account the feedback you provided on the ban protection system and the current battle trends. However, these changes need to be implemented carefully after sufficient validation. The goal is to apply new improvement updates after the regular season, the pursuit season ends, starting from preseason. We are considering ways to enhance strategic enjoyment by including not only the ban protection system, but also the rules of pre-ban and hero ban. Since the changes might be significant, we plan to provide information on related content and directions through developer notes and gather feedback from you before proceeding. Epic 7 is a team committed to offering you a varied experience in the World Arena through ongoing changes aimed at ensuring long-term enjoyment of the content. Thank you. Lot in this to unpack, guys. It's a lot to unpack here, guys, but let's break it down, okay? First, they said they're reviewing a variety of measures to take World Arena content into a more advanced direction. That's great, but this is the part. Taking into account the feedback you provided on the ban protection system and the current battle trends. That's our survey, guys. That's you guys. That's you, the community, shaping our game and having an impact. This is Smilegate listening to our voices, so that's great. However, these changes need to be implemented carefully after sufficient validation. Now, it's kind of a meme that Smilegate doesn't play their own game, that they don't test the product before they push it out. I know, right? Sometimes things happen and we're like, how could they be so dense? But, you know, a small group of developers testing on a test server for a few days maybe doesn't have the same microscopic laser-like focus that tens of thousands of players playing hours a day together. It's kind of clear that, of course, the community might pick up on things that they miss. To say they don't test their game at all, that they don't play their game at all is obtuse and stupid. I'm sorry. Of course they do. Of course they test it. Maybe they don't test it up to high enough standards. Maybe they don't test as much as we feel they do, but they do test their product. and they want to take sufficient time to test their product before making a knee-jerk reaction change, right? They're not going to just say, hey, the community said get rid of ban protection, so out it goes. They want to make sure that this is done right and carefully, because World Arena is the most visible aspect of Epic 7. They have tied their cart to the esports horse, and they want to make sure that it's done properly for their own marketability. So of course they're going to take time. Now, their goal is to apply new improvements after regular season. Pursuit season ends, starting preseason. So how long is that? Seasons are always 12 weeks. So 3 months from now, we can expect changes then. But what changes? They're considering ways to enhance the strategic enjoyment, including not only the ban protection system, but also rules of pre-ban and hero ban. So they're thinking of ways to enhance the strategic enjoyment. So this could mean they're thinking of ways to enhance ban protection. They're not just going to take development time and throw it out the window. A third of us liked ban protection. Now, the majority of us didn't like it, but a third liked it. So I think they're going to look for ways to enhance the system to try to make it enjoyable for more people. But they're also looking at enhancing the rules of pre-ban and hero ban. This could mean third pre-bans. This could mean mid-draft bans. It looks like they are considering changing the ways that we handle bans, because that was something that was pretty popular. The majority, over 50% of us, felt like we needed additional pre-bans, so obviously they're going to focus some attention on pre-bans. Since these changes might be significant, we plan to provide information related on the content and direction through developer notes and gather feedback from you before proceeding. Do you see what they wrote there, guys? How crazy awesome is this? They like that we came together in an organized way, that we cared enough about the game to give them such good feedback that they want more. And they've decided that instead of just pushing changes out, instead of just saying, hey, you didn't like third ban protection, fine. We'll get rid of third ban protection and we'll add first, second, and fourth ban protection, and also 7 pre-bans. Yeah, instead of just doing stuff that's going to make us go, what the heck, Smilegate, what are you thinking? And then we do a whole bunch of hate posts on Stove instead. They're going to put out developer notes saying, we're considering this kind of content. We're considering taking things in this direction through developer notes. And then they're going to gather our feedback. They're giving us a chance to say, this is nice, but maybe try this. This is great, keep it. This is ass, and never even talk about this again. They're giving us a chance to give feedback so that they can weigh our feedback again, and that we can help guide the direction of our game. So instead of just having a handful of developers coming up with the system, they can have it vetted by thousands of players in the game who can give feedback, can give ideas, and then they can see how the masses feel about it, and maybe take some good ideas and some positive directions from all of us, and we can have some impact on the flow of the game. And that is the best takeaway from this. Smilegate does something no other gacha game I've ever played does. They engage with and listen to the community. They may not always follow what the community says to do, but they always listen. They always take what we have to say and can weigh it and consider it in the direction they take the game. And that really shows that they're in it for more than just the money. This isn't just a cash grab. They're proud of their IP, they love their community, and they love their game, and they want it to be successful moving forward. And that's one of the reasons I love playing this game. And that's one of the reasons I really, really love this community. The Epic 7 team is committed to offering varied experiences through World Arena through ongoing changes aimed at ensuring long-term enjoyment and content. I don't think it's just lip service, guys. I think in these handful of sentences, they have said, we hear you, we know you don't like it, we're going to change things, and then we'll have a sit down and discuss it and see what you guys think. So, congratulations, Epic 7, you did it. You got Smilegate to listen, and for that, I tip my hat to you. Maybe we'll do some more surveys in the future, but I wanted to share all this information with you. You guys have a great rest of your week, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, Epic 7.